Can you hear her? In the quiet and in between moments. Because we are not in a perfect world yet, she says. We must learn to defend ourselves. And I always hear that as ourselves with a big capital S. Because we are not in a perfect world yet. Good that she used the word yet. The foundations of medicine and transit planning rest in our trust in using and continuing to use that word. I wonder if she sees me that way. A stagnant summer with a pending yet, the husk of a filbert, not yet become to write her name. Her full, real name would be to learn the word for safety, serenity, admiration. Are we even ready to hear that word? How can I throw my love in a circle? I always ask her that on beaches, in evenings, where dirt and the salt water kisses the sand and fantasizes about the rocks it will someday erode once I'm hopefully sand myself. Or worse, have returned. A night beach is unsafe for young women. And yet, recently, in an act of self-defense, I walked to the ocean. I divvied up pistachio cake on bone china, opened my mother's hands into natural shapes. I felt her swimming, liminal, lifeful. I want to shield her from truths about my Nike clients and their bodies, their clearance aisles, and their bad behavior. You, who are beloved, have appeared on my night beach. So, I am relieved. With your companionship, I defend myself. I want to be where you are. At the wrought iron railing, take me there. We imagine balconies, yes, but rarely we touch them. I want to be where you are so I can tell you. Recently, I met a woman who knew her life's work. What a relief. A vital feeling, a must. Top 10 feelings to feel. I want to be in your upstairs. I want to sort your smaller trinkets, press salve into your nail beds, see your home bed, and the clay. I parrot these wishes frequently. And then people say I'm too obsessive. Why is that? Because I want to run my cursor over your activities to know you, to search about you, who leapt at first cliff, you, who shouted names at stars. You got a ticket. You don't think of that as a commitment? Let's commit. Let me split aloe on your behalf. And in being half, let me assume you would want to be the other half. But I just found out about the group text. Everyone's in it. But not me. But everyone? Everyone. I shouldn't have. If you found a frantic yellow lab in the foyer of a supermarket, you wouldn't abandon it. You would assist. It's becoming. As an autistic person, I've asked many strangers to assist my becoming. On days when I had a seizure or a meltdown, which is another word for a horrific tantrum, I saw how you stepped in. And knowing that we move under one atmosphere, I will name your kindness self-defense. How else are we to respond to imminent violence? On which days of the week should we nourish another? On which days of the week should we nourish ourselves? Look at this. It's a shock collar, right? That's what we named it. But what if I covered that in floral language, in poetry? What if I covered that in medical terminology? Or if I told you devices like this one are still used today to correct autistic people, that would be unbearable, right? Once you know, you're complicit. But it is happening today. At an institution for children and adults with disabilities in Massachusetts. It's called the Judge Rotenberg Center, or the JRC. The JRC tortures patients using a device like this one called a gradual electronic decelerator, or a GED. The GED is used as an aversive. They use the pain of electric shock to punish autistic people for doing certain things. Staff at the JRC have shocked people for things like not taking off their coat, standing up without permission, and even for screaming in pain while being shocked. And for simple things like shuffling. Some autistic people engage with repetitive movement, such as shuffling, as a form of self-soothing. In popular culture, you might have seen it as hand flapping. On TV, it sometimes looks like this. There's a hand motion I've seen people use to emphasize the word retard. They go like this. That comes from autistic repetitive movement. This is a repetitive movement I learned from my heritage. It's taken from traditional Irish step dance. I find it quite nourishing. I do it when I feel safe, or when I want to feel safe. It goes like this. You can simplify this step down to its core movement, which is this. If you believe autism is physical, I invite you to try this shuffle. See if it feels gentle, see if it feels strange. If you believe autism is mental, then I invite you to help me think of Ari. Ari is a 13-year-old boy imprisoned at the JRC today. Remember, he's not there for a crime. Just for a chance, the roll of the dice, the way his mind moves. He's not serving time for breaking a societal agreement, other than one that has something to do with normalcy. It's never been quite fully explained to me. On a rare day, when the press was allowed to visit the JRC, they witnessed Ari being shocked 33 times. One day, for shuffling too loudly. If you believe autism is spiritual, then I invite you to help me call on Ari with gold threads. Maybe we can send him a note. Use your free body and your freedom. And let's shuffle together again. But maybe this time a bit louder. In 2013, the United Nations described electric shock treatment as torture. In 2014, the Food and Drug Administration said GEDs should be banned. But this has never been enforced. I can give you an action, if you would like one. There are certainly people you could write to. But I wonder if we might think instead more deeply about how we name an other and what we do with them once we have that word. How we label being ill versus being alive. Here, on this atrocious planet, now that is a problem. A physical, mental, spiritual problem. Who wouldn't want to label it? If you're tasked with listening to an autistic child or maybe a friend, you might be inclined to protect them by telling them to be normal. And I understand that. Okay. Okie dokie. But the greatest joy I have known has been frolicking on the inside. And I call that self-defense. She said one of the characteristics we'll need to defend ourselves is forgiveness. But in diagramming sentences in cities, I have seen very little evidence of forgiveness. In fact, I've been proud of my own steadfastness before, even bragged about it. Why forgive? The alternative is a forever feeling. Permanence. And I want to be known for sticking to my guns. I would never want to shoot and miss, but then I saw an update of her grin, and I was ashamed. It doesn't carry her original sweetness. So tell me, if I never saw an example of forgiveness, do I still have to do it? Help me. Make an offering to the comic creator who formed us so I can ask. And I'll ask about the rips in our firmament at our various entrances. We can stand together after the break-in. Defend me. Defend me. Because even activists and surgeons meet gruesome ends on the freeway. It happens all the time. Acting out, helping and harming. We're evil in a day, twin halves, complicit, in tandem with madness. And at the bottom of our river, with old shopping carts voted most likely to ensnare, I could name her original sweetness, and we could walk, spine first, on a night beach. I parrot these wishes frequently. That she'll return a time to nourish, nothing would bring me more pleasure. Okay then. Furious cowgirl, roiling Beethoven. Stand beside us in our shifting helixes. When we cry, we can't bear it. Say we can. Say that now and again in the new now we've just made. I know you can, because I have seen you. Once in a thigh-shaped lagoon, once a perfectly ripened orchard. You curl in the water, you 4x6 smiling family, you sweet system of measure, the name of inches, the inches themselves, the errant dusk, dark, perfect you. Bells both ringing and silenced, small stone in the mouth. We designed you this evening. Breathing, shuffling, in each tiny rivulet, a new oxygen. In this abundance, I swear, I feel the sheen of a flank, the wet fold of my own skin spelling out songs, feeling ritually wedded. I trust you this way, today and every day. And in return, if you sit there, wishing you could yell whatever you want, know that I walked through vistas, grand landscapes. I skipped cliffs. I skipped night beaches. So I can come tell you. You can. You can. You can. You can. You can. Do I miss my home? Do I think about going back all of the time? Of course I do. Obviously, I love you. Knowing that, can you forgive me? that at times I can't or won't adapt. Troubles, some cognitive, some behavioral, aggression. Can you forgive me? I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. In the company of strangers, I was given a warm wooden bowl, so large it could only be held with both hands, like an offering